The stories, scenarios, and conversations shared on Work Comp Over Wine are for educational and entertainment purposes only. All identifying details have been changed to protect the privacy of individuals, employers, providers, and organizations. Any resemblance to real people or cases is purely coincidental. Nothing discussed in this podcast should be taken as legal, medical, or professional advice. We're here to share experiences, insights, and a little wine fueled wisdom, responsibly and anonymously. Hello, Sarah.
Hey,
Hello. Cheers. Cheers.
cheers. How are
Morning.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, everybody, welcome back to Work Comp Over Wine with Patricia and Sarah and my net RN. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We have real conversations over real wine in my real glass. And we're talking about people that are behind the work comp day in, day out. And so this episode is one that I super love, not only because it focuses on Lucinda Carruthers, who we can't talk about enough because she's just lovely, but specifically how she came into the career, and how she's really grown into her role because she stepped into an industry where it was brand new. There were a lot of older, more experienced people in the room, and she's just really held her own. This is her career, and she's already made such a hit doing it. So
It's gonna be great.
it's gonna
Let's
be
talk
great.
to Lucinda.
Hello, Lucinda. Hello, Lucinda. Hello, Sarah. Welcome for wine.
Hi.
Welcome. Oh, there you are. Hi, welcome.
Hi. Okay. Hi, girls.
Hi.
So we've got to say we're very excited to have Lucinda on today. Welcome, welcome, Lucinda.
Thank you.
As we talk, people are going to learn more about you, and that's what these conversations are all about. They're just kind of casual, learning more about you, learning more about what you do, and also although we record Work Comp Over Wine a lot of times from the road, or a lot of times from places during the day where maybe wine is not the most appropriate.
See, I don't know if that should be a rule. I feel like it should be the opposite. I feel like it should be like we record it from anywhere we want. Like that should be the vibe, you know?
You're driving wine. No excuse.
No, that's where I have to draw the line, because if I'm driving, it's going to be coffee. For today, for Patricia, it's Work Comp Over coffee.
Me as well.
Well, mine is work
Um,
comp over Diet Coke in a wine
In a wine
glass.
glass. Love that.
oh,
Mhm.
no, that's classy. But we were excited to talk to you because you bring such a unique perspective to Work Comp and with my net RN, and part of it is because you came into this big industry early on in your career
Mhm.
and took on a big job. Let's just start from the beginning. How did
Yeah.
you come to be in this space?
Well, so when I started, I was in my second semester of my senior year of college, and I had decided to take my senior year online rather than be on campus. And
Mhm.
I was actually talking to, I think it was you, Patty. It might have been you and Sarah, but I think it was just you. And you had mentioned that, the company was in, a small growing phase, and, a little extra help could be needed if I wanted like a remote part-time position to make a little
Mhm.
extra money in college, which is always appreciated.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, that sounds great, especially with being remote, both work and college. I could make my entire schedule however I wanted, however it fit me, and it was really easy to mesh the two worlds. And yeah, it was just the big thing was that it was remote, and that was really enticing to me.
And I don't want to go over anything morbid, but was your last year in college because of the pandemic that you did remote?
It was not. My
Oh,
first year of college is actually the pandemic, but my last year of college was I was the youngest in my friend group, and everyone had graduated and moved, and I couldn't necessarily afford an apartment by myself, so I just decided to go online and move further south to my parents.
look at that. Look at that, Sarah. She's
Yeah.
so industrious and creative,
Yeah.
and we
Just make it
picked the right
happen.
person.
Totally. It had nothing to do with the fact that we kind of knew her already.
No, not at all.
Well, we're not going to shy away from that.
No.
We have known Lucinda a very long time. She shares a last name with me.
Yes, I
Uh,
do.
Lucinda, how are you? How are you related to us?
I am your daughter-in-law and Sarah's sister-in-law. Yes, I have known the family for 10, almost 11 years. I've been with my now husband for almost 9.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, how blessed are we? Oh my
So
Brave.
goodness.
lucky.
We
Brave
got
to marry
lucky.
that brother of mine. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We did get lucky with that.
I got an in.
Yeah,
Got it.
you did. It's a hard circle
But
to get into.
Yeah.
it was more than that. I mean,
So
you
sorry.
yes, you can be related, but you also have to bring a talent, and you surely do. And, let's talk more about it, because what's really interesting is you came into an industry that not very many people know about. I mean, there's probably
Yeah.
times in your day now when your friends say, "Well, what do you do again?" And
Yep.
I guess because there's just so much to learn. But yeah, what do you say to your friends when they ask you what you do?
Yeah, I tell them I'm a quality assurance manager for a nurse case management company that focuses on workman's comp, and that my day-to-day basically looks like running I always say back of house, but like the background of our nurses, just, being there as their extra support to pick up the missing pieces if they're missing anything, or pick up pieces that they don't necessarily have the time to if they need to get to other things. And I don't like to call myself an assistant, but that's kind of how I explain it more often than not, is I just assist our nurses where they need it, but also keeping them on track with reminders of reports and that sort of stuff, and quality checking their stuff, making sure that they're getting what they need and doing it well.
I love this, and I think Sarah can jump in here, because I find myself to be a thesaurus a lot of times in my life. And so when you mention a word assistant, does it have a derogatory feeling to it? What's a better word? What can we use? You can pick your own title around here. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I do like quality assurance manager because um I think it implies everything that
Uh-huh.
it needs to, that I manage the quality of everyone's work, whether that means, reminding them that something is due, or obtaining stuff for them so that they can get what they need done in a timely and appropriate manner. So
Okay.
just, managing the quality of the work rather than being an assistant.
Consistent.
Not that there's anything wrong with being an assistant.
No, not at all.
No, we all need an assistant. You needed an assistant. That's how we all began this journey
Yeah.
long ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
now we did come across the word extender for some of our
Oh,
roles at my
yes.
nut RN. You're like an
I like that more.
extension. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of
I
what we
am an
do.
extension of them.
Did we forget to say what we're pouring today? Did we just
I
skip
think
right
so.
over that? We just started
No, we
talking. Oh
didn't.
my God.
We didn't.
We
We had
didn't?
coffee,
Yes.
Diet Coke, and a wine glass.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Diet Coke and a wine glass. All right.
You
Takes
sure
the
you have
cake. All right.
coffee in
Sorry.
that
Sorry.
cup?
Beautiful.
Mm.
Right. I know. It's been that kind of week. Sarah, what were you gonna ask Lucinda about her learning curve? I know we were talking about that yesterday.
I really wanted to talk more about like how you started to form kind of your identity here.
Mm.
Because I know you came on and you were at first that extender, that extension of another person, but I think now you really solidified that you are your own entity and force, really.
Yeah.
And so how did you kind of
100%.
find that direction?
Yeah, I think a lot of it came along with time and building my confidence in the role, because I'm not typically one to tell
Yeah.
people not necessarily how to do their jobs, but like be, kind of strict on like how things need to get done. And so I think that came a lot with time and confidence in building that, but also
Oh,
with,
wow.
the business growing and us getting our footing and that sort of stuff. It just kind of took a while for me to be like, oh, okay, this is what I'm actually supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be doing XYZ for these people, but also running the back of the house and, making sure stuff's getting done and, you know, drawing those lines where they need to be drawn and assisting people. But I don't know. I feel like every day I come to work and I'm still kind of like, you know, okay, what am I doing today? It's not always the same,
Right.
which is
No.
Right.
really fun. It's so fun, but there's always that baseline foundation of like what I'm supposed to be doing. So every day is kind of, different, which I enjoy. And it took a lot of time to learn to just take each day as it comes.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not a it's not a day-to-day schedule like we do this on Monday, this
Yeah.
on Tuesday. It's very,
mhm.
very different. And you
You
were
could
the
try.
first,
You
you
could
could
try,
try.
but
I
it's
did
We've
yeah,
all
I did
tried.
try.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. You
very
keep saying
cool.
back of the house, and I know, like when I hear that phrase "back of the house," I think of a theater. I don't know about you girls.
Mm,
Um,
Restaurant.
okay,
that's
I
what I
think of
okay,
think of,
restaurant.
restaurant.
okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
okay.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, heart of the restaurant, heart of the establishment. Because front of house is going to be the nurses, right? They're
The
running around,
performers, okay, on the
performer.
Yep.
stage,
Sure.
or
Yep.
so in the
Mixed
Yeah.
restaurant
analogy.
analogy, what is it? It's the
Front of the house.
it would be the servers or the performers, depending on which
Yep.
analogy
Or
you
both
use.
if you're in Vegas. Honestly, this could just be a whole different
That's
episode.
true.
They're the face and we're the behind.
And
Yes,
behind every
exactly.
great face
Yep.
is a great
Yep.
extender. Write that
Yes,
Yes.
down. Write that down.
Yep.
absolutely. And
Um,
as you started getting more into it and more experienced, what was it like talking to people and having to have conversations and interact with people that have been doing this for so long? Like, was that
Yeah.
mm,
It
overwhelming?
was
mm.
it was overwhelming at first, but it I took on the mindset of like these are people I can learn from. I learned so much from Patty when I first came on and just about the industry in general because I had no idea what it was. And I'd always heard of work comp, but I always just thought it was like, oh, stub your toe, now you're homesick for a week, but it's so much
Well,
deeper than that.
sometimes it is like that.
Beautiful description.
So it's I learned a lot from Patty, and it was very overwhelming at first, but so is every new thing that you learn. But I've also learned a lot from our nurses that have years and years of experience, not even in work comp, but just in the nursing realm in general. And that was not something that I ever was around much, so getting to pick their brains on certain things, or they ask me questions that they need help with, or like for example, one of our nurses messaged me yesterday about interpretation, and she was like, how do I get this set up? And I was like, oh, I actually don't even know. So I took it upon myself to call the interpretation company and like learn firsthand just for myself for future knowledge to help other
Right.
nurses with it.
Mhm.
And so I mean, I'm still learning every day, and it's just even with the people that are well established in the field, it is a lot of information, but it's really nice to have those resources because I never feel dumb when I ask a question because it's always like, you know the answer, I know you
Right.
know the answer, I don't. So, you know, you want
And
to
we'll
teach
find
me.
out. Like, and
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and I'll just say thank you for your nice compliments and your nice words about my mentoring, because we all learn something new every day. And for example, that interpretation translation, a lot of times that just takes place away from you because it's
Yeah.
happening behind the scenes with the case manager. And in this regard, we're a smaller boutique company. We like to support smaller boutique companies, and so
Yep.
this is a boots on the ground translation company that we like to use in the state of Colorado specifically. So I'm glad that you were able to make that connection, make them part of your network too. And what I'm hearing is, yes, there was a steep learning curve. Yes, some days we don't know what we don't know. We're learning every day, but you're growing into a confidence, even though you don't have like 10 plus years in the industry yet. You're
Yeah.
building that confidence on a day-to-day basis. Would you say that's right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You got to start somewhere. And I'm lucky I got to start at a young age rather than years and years down the line.
Oh, we want to have you years and years down the line.
Yes.
Don't we,
Oh, of
Sarah?
course.
You're
Obviously.
here
I
at
mean, we
Mine Art.
will.
We will.
We will
Yes.
know her whole
Definitely.
life.
Yes,
But
yes.
professionally, yes, we also really like to be around.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is
absolutely.
great. It's great to work together, and I think, with that confidence, you're starting to be out at these conferences and be
Mhm.
in the room with some big players. Uh Oftentimes, and I don't want to make this about age, but oftentimes you are the younger person in the
Mhm.
room.
Yep. Often the youngest.
Um,
Mm.
are you excited about that? Are you excited maybe about the possibility that you're gonna affect change in an industry that can really use the boost?
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
that does that
Great
question
question.
make sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
excited about it. Especially because I mean, yeah, the industry is slowly aging out, and bringing that younger perspective in is really exciting, but it's also, pressure, and that's just how it's always going to be, but it is exciting to kind of be that voice in the eyes and ears of a younger generation trying to, break through and carry on a big organization.
You know,
Yeah.
came to me because we have brought in a lot of younger case management nurses and non-nurses, but I'm going to focus on the nurses for a minute. And they are, like you, so comfortable with technology, the use of applications, the use of AI, which mine at RN, we have proprietary AI processes going on in our background as well. I find that you guys just kind of hook onto it so fast and so
Yes.
comfortably. Do you think that's going to be a factor in this work comp industry? Do you
I
think that's going to change
absolutely.
it?
Yeah, I think for sure, especially with I mean, everything's always changing, especially in the medical field, and just bringing in AI or new technology in general is just going to make it easier, more accessible. The language is going to be
Mm-hmm.
easier to understand. It's just, it's inevitable whether we like it or not, but I do think it's
It's
extremely
inevitable.
helpful.
That's like
Yeah.
Thanos. That whole
Yes.
end game. What is that? Marvel
Yeah.
universe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Marvel.
And
Yes.
I'm telling you, I don't, this is good branding, good marketing from their perspective. Because whenever I hear the word inevitable, it's Thanos and he's holding
Yeah.
the all the stones in his glove. And
Uh-oh, copyright.
there
We're
could be some
recreating it.
is there something over in our business that translates to? I don't know. I don't want to be
Um,
Thanos. I'll tell you that. I don't
yeah,
want to
there
be
you go.
that.
I don't know who would be Thanos. I don't think anybody should be Thanos in
No,
any
I don't think so.
situation.
No,
No.
no.
Bad.
We
We'll
want
put
to
that out.
manage our Thanos. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. What? Is that like a catchphrase now? Let's
No.
manage your Thanos.
Put it on the napkin.
No.
That's a
Oh, the
whole
napkin.
episode right there.
Yeah, that's a whole side road. We don't
Um,
have time to go into the
I'm just
napkin
glancing.
today.
No.
I'm glancing at my notes. I just don't want to miss anything. Sarah, I knew you had something else you were going to add.
I just was going to talk about how you would bring on new people as we're talking about the AI and bringing on. I mean, okay, because I just want to be really transparent. Is that the the thing that we're doing at MyNetRN is we like to bring on people that don't necessarily have experience doing exactly what we do. Maybe they have some form. Maybe they're just a really awesome nurse or case manager, or human being. Um, and so we like to bring them on and we like to train them. I think you have to put your seatbelt on. To do what we do,
I'm so
right?
sorry. I'm not
So
driving.
our pool is really big. Our
Yes.
pool of people is really, really big.
Yes.
And what we're looking at and seeing is that people that are already established in the industry and have companies and have huge teams only pull from the pool that is already in existence. So they will only pull from people that already know what they're doing.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
I guess my question for you
Yes.
is, what advice would you give to younger people that want to have this flexible job, have this,
Yeah.
freedom, basically to build your own business and work for
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah. My advice would just be to jump in the deep end. I mean, like, you can't it's not something that you can necessarily prepare for, but you can, dip your toes, jump in the deep end and just do it. I mean, you're always going to be learning new things, and you're always going to be, feeling like you're behind, but you never are. You're learning when you're supposed to learn, and it's just I mean, I will never ever want to give up the freedom of this job. It's just absolutely and I don't
Nice.
know. I think I wish I could give that to a lot of people because so many people would love, I don't know, a remote kind of position like this. And it's just, it is a lot to come into an industry where, I mean, from my perspective, where you didn't know anything. And a lot of our people come into nurse case management specifically with workman's comp or just workman's comp in general. They don't necessarily understand, and it's a lot to learn. But I just suggest to jump in the deep end and get all the knowledge you can, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't be afraid to ask dumb questions because no questions are dumb.
There are
But
There
there are
are
no
no
dumb
dumb
questions.
questions. There's some.
no,
We don't call them that.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, but
We're
yeah,
gentle.
just go for it.
We
It's
just
because
say
once you
manage
get
your
established,
Thanos.
it's great. Yeah, manage your Thanos. But no, it's really great. I wouldn't give it up for anything.
I love it. I love that you're putting words to it because I feel that people come into this industry not knowing they have a lot of the transferable skills that will make them successful.
Absolutely.
And you add to that success as being the back of the house because we know the kitchen is making the food and it has to be good, it has to be palatable, it has to have the right spices. If we're sticking with the restaurant analogy, okay, back of the house kitchen. So you are actually feeding their success too. So thank you for giving words to what they need to do. Jump in the deep end and know that we've got your back.
Yep.
We've got your back.
Yep. It's always a safety net.
This is so fun. This is so
Yeah.
fun. What else? What else is on our minds today?
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I feel
know.
like we've covered so many awesome things. I mean, I don't,
We have,
do you
we have.
see yourself in the future? I mean, you said you want to be here forever, but
Yeah.
do you see becoming something else in the industry? Do you think about like being on the other side, on the adjuster side, maybe on the employer side? Like, or do you feel like this nurse case
Oh,
management
good
side
question.
is where you like to be?
Yeah. I really like the nurse case management side, whether, in the future I want to take, take a leap into nurse case management itself, but um I really like the organizational aspect of it. And, I oversee nearly 60 files, and I love that diversity of each file is different, you know, managing them and seeing what they need, whether they're quick or we have them for a long time. And I don't know, it's in the future maybe, but I like where I'm at.
Oh my
Happy where you
gosh,
are.
are you sleeping? Are you sleeping at all? That's a lot to manage. And I know that you delegate to your
Wow.
team underneath as well,
Yeah.
but wow, that's definitely managing your Thanos right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Um,
fun. It's fun.
we always like to say if you had the work comp magic wand, and that was from an episode where we were actually referring to Harry Potter's magic wand when he puts it to his forehead or his
Yeah.
temple.
There's wine
But we're
involved
talking,
on that one
Oh,
for
pulls out
sure.
his
well, yeah,
rings.
but today we're talking about Thanos. So if you had the magic Thanos glove and you were gonna snap your fingers and you could affect a big change, is there something like on your heart that you would really want to change or improve or do?
Yeah. I would just I if I could magically snap it and change it, it would just be like the world's general knowledge of workman's comp, because a lot of times we run into issues with hospitals or offices that just don't really understand the niche of workman's comp, and it can
Yes.
sometimes delay care of injured workers, which is not ideal. And if I could change it, everyone would just have the basic understanding of it, which would be helpful.
That's a really
I'm
good
not
answer.
surprised. She's such a heart-centered person. I'm not surprised that she would like to affect a change that is good for all, but especially good for our
Oh,
injured workers. Oh,
you're
that's
awesome.
lovely. You are awesome. I just want
Thank
to say cheers
you.
to you with my
Thank
coffee.
you.
Cheers.
With my
Co-
coffee.
Coffee. Yeah. All right. Cheers. Talk to you soon,
And thank
lady.
you so much. Yeah, thank you so
Of
much,
course.
Lucinda, for chatting with us
Thanks for
today.
having me.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. All right. Bye,
All
girls.
right.
Bye.
Wow. Talking with Lucinda just fills my heart. I don't know. I
She's the
think you had
best.
fun. It was fun.
Oh, yes. I just adore Lucinda. I think she's just wonderful.
And I think our listeners and viewers will like it too. I mean, it kind of just speaks to the fact that growth in this industry doesn't happen overnight. You've got to dig your feet in a little bit. And Lucinda's really fresh, and her perspective is so relatable, especially for those newer, younger people that are joining our industry. So I think that was quite a lovely conversation.
It was a lovely conversation. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode or if you want to hear other stories, make sure to follow our podcast on LinkedIn and YouTube and Spotify and Apple and all the places that we post it, and share it with somebody who you think maybe wants to hear it. Or if you have a story that you would like to share with us, you can send us an email, workcompoverwine@mynetrn.com, and I will put everything below. And we will see you next time on Work
Cheers,
Comp Over
everybody.
Wine.
Cheers.
Cheers.